Okay. Guess I could have the shorts.
So it's
gonna be that way anyway.
Let's see, should be going. You guys see it?
Oh, yeah, like here.
Hear it? All right.
I can't see anything.
Okay, you should see it here shortly.
You see? Are we trying it on YouTube right? There's 32.
Okay, I could see it on mine.
Save.
Yeah, yeah, and I can make it public for
So
you.
there,
Sure.
we can't go past. I can't go past here, otherwise my head.
Yeah, I can go up a little bit actually.
We can just have it like up zone.
Can you guys see it?
Put it on this table?
What's that? Want to?
Where do we stand when we go up there? I think it's good there, Caleb.
Like right
Okay,
there.
well, I didn't know, but I can't
What do you
see
think?
it.
Is that going to be too much of a? You want glare? Yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah, like more.
Do we want to?
Yeah, you want to just.
Is it Saturday?
Let me help you.
I thought you was lights in here.
Yeah, that works. That's good.
Better.
Yeah.
That's a lot better, yeah.
Can you guys? Can you hear it if you're streaming it? Anybody stream? Can you hear us? Okay.
I think that works. All right. Cool.
We'll just see.
Yes.
Where are you going to be?
I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never done this.
It's on YouTube, so it saves.
Yeah, but I move around.
That's fine, just stay within the parameters.
This is going to be awful. Let's see what else.
They're saying it looks a bit blurry.
That's what I got too.
Are you guys ready?
They said it's blurry.
They said it's blurry.
I think it's a connection.
Well, it's probably the connection.
Okay. We're on board? Okay, here we go. Welcome, for those of you that are watching this. As like the March from now on has been something completely unusual. So sometimes I'll probably be talking to the students more than the family members, but I can tell you for sure, Dianne and I absolutely we're looking forward to meeting everybody's family and friends, and more probably than a class we'd never remember. And to be shut out, that's a tough one. You know, we've liked this class a lot, and I lie every year and saying you're my favorite class, but I'm not lying. You have been in my favorite class, and for so many reasons. But you know, when March came around and we were shut down, there were so many things that you demonstrated that we can't teach. And so in my case, for sure, because if I'm Zooming, it's with my grandkids and I'm holding them up in the air Zooming. I'm not going to YouTube. I'm not going to Skype. I told Dianne I can't. I just don't want to. And so you guys were so kind about it. You were so understanding the whole situation. And the thing that you demonstrated more than anything was your patience. And to go through what you had to go through, it's incredible. And so I'll never forget how you gave so much to me, but also Dianne. Whew, that's tough. So anyway, I want to talk about things I know and I don't know. And a lot of times, you know, after 2 years, I make up a lot. So, but I'm not going to make this up. This profession absolutely is not one of social distancing. It's not one of contactless. It's never going to evolve to that point. And so you are very brave. You hung around, went to the clinics, and you did take risks. But you demonstrated those characteristics that, again, we can't teach. And so I can't thank you enough for doing that. I mean, I really can't. So the things I don't like, obviously, I'm very opinionated, many things, but I don't like the mask, obviously. I told you I start to lose oxygen and I suck in the mask. But I did like something that makes you as good therapists is that you had to listen more intensely. You had to really focus on what they're saying. And then you had to read and listen to what their eyes were saying. And so you could see when they had pain. You could see when they were sad, maybe depressed. And so that was very, very, insightful, I think, as far as you as therapists were concerned. That's what's going to make you great therapists, is that ability to do that. So I do still believe that you'll be able to read in the eyes, because you're going to wear masks, they're going to wear masks. Sometime you're going to say, can I give you a hug? And I think you have to go there, because you're going to help people. There's no doubt about it. You're going to help them physically recover, but you need to help them emotionally recover. And so that hug could be incredibly important. And I want you to know that. So important. So again, it gets a little bit touch home, but so thank you again for being such a strong group. Your personalities, don't let that go away. I mean, do not let that be masked, because you all have such incredibly great personalities, and we're so happy to have you in this program. So I wish Alyssa could be here, and I wish Bob could be here, but I've got my dear friend Dianne, and she's going to talk a little bit. So, but I want you to know you guys are special to kids, and thank you. And thank you for the audience, the parents, because like I said, we can't teach the skills that you brought. You got those from your parents, and they're great people. And your families are all should be so proud. So next is Dianne. She will be the next program director. And that'll be in June. So yeah, it couldn't go to a better person, a better human being, and you all know that. And she's done so much for you for the clinical. So I could never ever have done what I do without her. So you can have it for a little bit.
This is really unusual, because usually we're in front of a mic and there's 200 people in front of us. So hello, 200 people, if you're online right now watching this. I'm Dianne Abels, for those of you in the families that I haven't met before. And I get the pleasure of coordinating all the clinical rotations, besides teaching these people in class. And Larry's right. Every year we might say this was our favorite class, but we truly mean this with you guys. And I think one of the most things that I will remember about this class is that you guys were always vested in each other. You communicated well, you helped each other out. This person didn't understand something in lab, this person's ready to help them right away. And that teamwork, we always have students in classes that get to be very good friends, that have a lot of camaraderie together, but this class really clicked together that way. And I think that says a lot about you in the clinic with your patients too. And like Larry said, that emotional connection and just that ability to motivate patients. You went out for 8 weeks and you practiced like we normally haven't had to practice in this field. And I said this to the class earlier, so I'm saying this to the family now. I've been doing this for 15 years. This was my 15th fall at Blackhawk. And I have never had a summer where I have received as many positive compliments and CIs, clinical instructors, reaching out to me to say, your student is great. Thank you so much. They're doing well. They're so flexible, that it's been great having them in the clinic. And I would say for sure, and this is the case that they only went to one clinical site. And yet I can still say that I had, the most positive feedback from clinical instructors. And I just think that says a lot about you guys as a human being. You saw what your patients went through. You went through a lot in this 2 years, especially since March. And, we had our Tuesdays with Dianne. If you read Tuesdays with Maury, this is Tuesdays with Dianne. But it was Tuesdays with Dianne. And I just was amazed at the questions you guys had on the topics. How much effort you guys put into that, because learning online, as we know, does not really fit physical therapy. And so I thought you guys did an awesome job having to finish up that way, and I appreciate that a lot. So I don't always say this, but I would let any of you guys work with me when I have my hip replaced someday. So I will definitely, I consider you guys my coworkers now, my colleagues. And I really welcome you into this profession, because I think that PT is a lot richer with all of you in it now. So stay in touch with us and keep a logbook of all the quotes that your patients say to you, because 20-some years later, like me, you'll forget some things. So you got to remember to write those down, because your patients will say some crazy and amazing things to you, as you guys found out this summer. So I guess that's it.
Well, Eric and Devin.
You want to speak now? You can go right ahead.
Oh.
I'll introduce them as VP and P.
What's that?
Introduce them to the VP.
Oh, okay. And now we have some VIPs, very important people. And that would be our class officers, Eric and Devin, and they're going to do a little talk for everyone.
Hi, back at home.
Good to see you. I wanted to kind of go through and just, regale a few of the moments that we had, and just, talk about a little bit of what we saw from our side of things, and just bring back some of the memories for a few minutes with you guys. So, let me take you back to the very first day. So, you guys remember what this was like? It was something like this.
Don't cry.
We didn't get a hello, we didn't get a welcome, we got a groan, and we knew we were in good hands from there. So thank you. Where we sat became our permanent seats. So with that, we started to gain some friends. So a lot of us, could talk to one another next to each other, and I was really impressed with this group, and as we became more and more friends and learned more about each other, that there was a really high level of intelligence in here. Like, so many smart people. It was like, made me like take a look and think, am I smart enough to be in here? Then I thought about it a little bit more, like, I'm not sure. You better run for president. That's the only chance you have. So that's what we did. Looking back, I just felt so much comfort and strength when I was in and amongst, with you guys, learning. There's this kind of energy or power that, it feeds off each other. Your interest feeds my interest, and it keeps going. So I just want to say thank you guys for the passion that you brought every day to the class. Los Agaves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say thanks to Bob, because he kind of started us off in that direction. So thank you, Bob, for steering us towards a wonderful place to relax and recover a little bit post-examination. Because tacos and a margarita directly after a major exam is pretty much as close to a PTA stress reliever as possible. So that was one of our favorite ways to celebrate. Thanks, you guys, when you came to the Christmas parties. That was super fun. I appreciated you letting me play Santa, and I love the ornaments that I got. It was a really cool thing. We did an ornament exchange for both years, and so thank you guys for coming to that. Weather.
Oh,
How was the weather?
not very good.
How was the weather today? It stormed today, just in case nobody noticed.
The drive here was perfect.
It was.
And
It was
then it kind
nice.
of rained on us a little bit.
It was uncanny. I mean, I don't know if.
Ashley brought the storm.
Yeah, so this is what it was. Ashley helped us out. Every time it seemed like once the weather got a little bit colder, maybe even like October, all of a sudden snow would hit, and we would be meeting for class if we could, or doing our best. But weather was brutal. I can't believe how much we had to fight through to get through that. Then let's see what else. Oh, Donnie, thank you for coming to the ski trip. You were the only one who went through the weather and all the warnings and the people who said not to come. You came. Yes, you almost died, but you came, and I appreciated that. Thanks, Donnie. In case you didn't know, sometimes some of us have a little bit of anxiety up here in the class, and those tests kind of can lead to it. Diane's weren't as bad, Larry's so, and it wasn't Lou, but it was like Alyssa that was like, oh crap, here comes Alyssa's test. So Alyssa and Larry, good job on your difficult exams and making things a challenge for us, and feeding our anxiety. Thank you. So we kind of got to that point where we were at spring break. It was okay, we'll see you all later for after spring break, but after spring break is now. Like, this was 5 months later, so as far as that goes, I'm really glad to get to see you guys all again and yeah, smiling faces. It's so wonderful to see you guys. Let's see, where are we going? You guys remember that picture Larry put up on the display? It was kind of one of our first days, and it was a picture of a stadium, and it was the effect in a visible, representation of how many people we can affect or have an impact with. And it might not be the direct patients, it might be their family or coworkers or other people that know that person. But when you looked at it, it was a stadium, and that was potentially how many people you can affect. And so if you looked at 24 stadiums roughly for, roughly how many people we have in this class, that was about 1 million people if you do the averages. So we have the opportunity to impact and have a positive influence in about 1 million people's lives. So that's really something cool, and I look forward to having that opportunity. I hope you guys do as well. We took some different paths kind of to get here. Not everybody came straight from, directly out of high school and knew what they wanted to do. Some did, but not too many. And those paths have been a challenge. And then for some people, they chose not to, continue this path. But for everybody who I got to walk along, I'm really glad we got to share this time together, and that our paths met for at least for this portion of it. And so I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, the future is going to be tough. It's getting weird out there, everybody, but I do want to thank God for the opportunity that we had to work together and then to go out and help people. Some thank yous. So for Bob, Dianne, Alyssa, and Jordan were kind of some of the people that were most influential. For Bob, day one of kinesiology. All the students prepared to learn. We're in here like, what's he going to give us? I can't wait. This is going to be great. And then Bob had a point he wanted to make, and he ran and grabbed a skeleton, and the skeleton started to fall apart, and he was sweating more than me, and he had given us a wrong answer, and then was so humbly apologizing for giving us wrong answers. But like Larry's previous roasts, or we'll call roasts, Bob came in, and I didn't know if he was going to make it, but then he pulled it all together at the end, and he was a really good teacher. So very, very proud of Bob. So thank you, Bob. To Alyssa, thank you for my only B in the program. Thank you for making us responsible for building our own knowledge. Thanks for your professionalism. I figure at least one of the Gillunds should be doing that. And the gate cycle. Now I can't help but analyze every single person who's in front of me everywhere at all times. So I'm not looking at butts. I'm watching how they walk, and I'm probably going to be doing that for the rest of my life, as will all of you. So thank you, Alyssa. Jordan, thank you for keeping things light, showing us how things go in the real world and the real side of the story that Larry probably wasn't going to share with us. So thank you, Jordan. And then Dianne, you were so prepared. Dianne and I are Scouters. We've been part of Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, and various things, and preparation is the cornerstone for keeping Scouts on track. And so, as being a former Cub Scout and Boy Scout, I can say that this is one of the most prepared individuals you are ever going to meet. She covered some super difficult topics and did it from the other end of a computer. So distance learning on things that there's no way we should have been able to distance learn on, but she made it work, and she brought the topics together, and somehow we passed the test. So I want to thank you, Dianne, for that. She got us all into and through our clinical experiences and got them coordinated. That's a miracle in and of itself. So thank you for your diligence with our clinicals and your ability to pivot onto an online format so quickly. Okay, so let's see. We also have Larry. Anything you want to say about Larry?
Oh, Larry.
Cut the feed now.
Anybody want to share a little Larry story?
If there's any Larry story, feel free. Just let us have it.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Okay. All right. So yes, the popcorn story. So I think it was winter, and Larry was hungry and needed a snack. And Larry has a microwave in his office. But Larry didn't use the microwave in his office. I don't know why, but yeah. I think Larry started some popcorn, and then we were in the middle of class, wasn't it? And I believe all the alarms started going off, and couldn't figure out what it was, and then it seemed like it was a little smoky in the hallway. It was Larry's popcorn. Larry had roasted a.
It said 4.5 minutes on the.
Yes, yes. But what I really liked was how you handled the situation, Larry, because as soon as that police, officer came by to see what was going on, you said the guy went the other way. So thank you, Larry. Yes, Larry has been the master of how-to videos and conferences and roasts, and Larry has been a pillar of humor and a person who conveys knowledge, and sometimes we don't need all of that knowledge, but he let us have some of it. So thank you, Larry, for the knowledge that you shared with us. So in all seriousness, I do want to thank these educators, both Larry and Dianne and Alyssa and Jordan, Bob, everybody who's helped us. So just for a quick second, I would like to applaud them and say thank you, guys. All right, so, and then a personal thanks. I want to thank you guys. You guys helped me so much. Like, I would not have survived. I would not have passed all the tests if it hadn't been for you. So thank you for helping me and helping each other. It was a really good bit of teamwork. So thank you for that. I want to say thank you for all the delicious food that everybody brought in. That was awesome. If anybody got to try any of the special treats, you know what I mean. It's fantastic. A special thanks to Morgan for being the Easter Bunny and running books out with me, Santa Claus, to get everybody their prep books. And thank you to April, who's not here, and Devin for all of their work and that they put in. Really appreciate that. So big thanks to everybody. So some of our classmates aren't here. Some of us, walked their different ways, but I do want to say that we still love you and we miss you and appreciate the time that we did get to have with you while we work together. And then I'd also like to thank our family and friends. I think that if we didn't have our family and friends, we would not have survived this. Some of the days were super hard, mentally stressed, learning, trying to battle the physical side of working and coming to school. There was a lot going on, and our family and friends were people who really pulled us through. So thank you. Personally, thank you to Mom and Dad, the kids. Thanks for the hugs, getting me through. Thanks to my best friend, Steph. I'm sure everyone had folks who helped on their journey. So for a moment again, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who helped us. So thank you to our family. All right, and I think that's pretty much it for what I had.
Oh,
Do you have
that's pretty much
Did-
it.
did you have anything? You want to follow up with
No,
anything?
not really. Honestly, I just want to thank Larry and Dianne for allowing us in today, because this is not really what we expected our graduation to be. But, I thought we all started this together. Day one, we're finishing all together. Day one, minus just a couple of us. It has been a pleasure getting to know all of you, and I just want to say congratulations to all of you guys and best wishes to all of you. Everyone in here, I feel, is going to make a great clinician, and just excited to go out and get started. Good luck on the boards. Let's go kick some butt.
Thank you, everybody.
Well done. That was how you kept it so brief, Eric. That was great.
I think Eric deserves a hand, and Devin. For
Yeah.
getting it.
I'm surprised with that much memory on your phone. So, obviously, usually it's one person coming up, and most of the time, it's going to involve, for my entertainment, just the things that I've witnessed of this person. So, but in this case, there's some groups that two that I'd like to bring up. So because they just became one between the two of them. So I want to start this out with Donnie and Chris. And so if you two guys could come up here and let's start there. They sat next to each other. I go over here. You got your mask because you want to give a hug. Don't have to. So Donnie and Chris, they sat next to each other, and both have incredible humility. And you know, I would say they understand their weaknesses, but they still have all this confidence in personality. They really do. And so I always wonder how this just happens, that people that will become such good friends happen to just sit by each other. You know, it's just, to me, that's the most random thing, but there's some aura. That's who I need to belong to. Well, why is that? I mean, I'm blown away by it. How the friendships are developed. At the first day, like Eric said, you walk in here thinking, what are we doing here? So Donnie's a trainer, but when we would say things and Donnie would, he would come up with some kind of an answer, he got stronger and stronger. And I think you guys all saw that. He just got stronger and stronger. And Chris did the same thing. I mean, he admits, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's in the shed and he's with all the other tools. And so that's all we have to say. So, and he, like I said, I brought it up to Chris. His CI said, I'll never probably have as good a student or with one I enjoy as much as I have Chris. And so there's no other level than that to get that kind of accolade from a clinical instructor. So, and Donnie's the same way. They just do so well with people. I mean, they may not care the testing so much, but you just are outstanding with people. And so both of you, be any happier in the program. Chris has a baby. That was in June or July?
June 1st.
June 1st. So Levi's out there and he'll review this someday. That'll say I got my PhD in something and find out it was not. So, but again, they've been through a lot. I mean, you really have. And so for us, Diane and I, we just really want to say thank you for being in the program. And so we are going to hug, but you have to start over there so I can put my mask.
We are gonna hug.
We have a
This
All right.
Levi.
Aww.
All right, let's go. Let's start with Crystal. Crystal Ortega. So come on up. It's funny because she was explaining, giving us her idea of her clinical situation, and we all saw a little bit different side of her. It just kind of all of a sudden escalated to the point where I'm not sure who I got along with. But you did have a great experience, and you again are one that got stronger, especially in the clinic. And she did have to persevere. She was driving a long ways to your clinicals, 3 hours, close to 3 hours every time. So that takes a lot out of it. And I know you were helping out back at home too. So, but again, I can't tell you how you rounded out this group with your personality and everything that you did. And so she was very, very kind to Alyssa, baby, that type of thing. Your mom was super great about that. But for sure, I would like to say it was a pleasure to have you in the program, and thanks for choosing.
Oh.
She'll be a peds therapist, no doubt.
Yeah,
That's what she wants to do. That's her calling.
Yep, it is.
All right, who's next? Let's do Mallory and Tyler.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, Diane called them husband and wife. And the reason is because when you always broke up into your lab practicing, those two, boom, they're both athletic trainers. I know, I would forget every time. I'd always talk to Tyler, the athletic trainer, and Mallory would just give me a dirty look. I'm an athletic trainer too. So they both brought a lot of real-time experience right here for all of us. I mean, that's so nice to have somebody that has been practicing, is practicing, and then you could share that. So Tyler would sit over here and I would bring up stuff, and he was almost like the barometer that I'm telling the truth, because he would shake his head. Yeah, that happened. And then if I said something and I'm not seeing that, it's like, oh, maybe that doesn't happen out there. No. But again, he's at the high school. Mallory is too. They brought in some things that we could discuss that are happening right now. That was so beneficial to have that, and I really enjoyed that. And we know with Mallory, I've got to go here, because anytime there was any assessment, test, quiz, I don't know, homework, I'd walk in and I would immediately lock on to Mallory's face. And I knew it was coming right away. We all know, is this a group test? Is this open book? Do I have to take it? So eventually, I think at the last part of the last semester, you kind of quit on that.
Eric took over.
Yeah, Eric.
We knew what you were already looking to, or
Yeah.
we tried to throw you off. I had a couple
Eric became the spokesperson. And so, yeah, and then, like I said, when March came around, we didn't come back. Dianne would step up, and she did such a great job of that. I don't know if I stepped away or I just stopped altogether, but I definitely didn't step up. But the two here were so valuable, like I said, for this class, but also to have them out there and be a BHC graduate. We're very proud of you too, and very thankful you chose that. Yep.
Bring it in, Larry.
All right, well.
The weasel through this way.
All right. Oh, I do. Let's look at them. They're not even socially distancing. I want Drew and, yeah, you guys, you too. Devin and Drew. So I've got Drew Dawson. Oh, sorry. Jess. So I got Jess and Drew. And Jess, you guys say your last name.
Andy Wingard.
Vandy Wingard. Okay.
It took me a long time.
Yeah, I didn't even try it.
It's on now.
So again, random. They sit next to each other. Probably have somewhat similar personalities, but really far off. And so I'll start with Mary Poppins, which we know who that is. That's Drew. She literally would skip in between here and going to the bathroom. She is an incredible singer. I mean, I wish you guys could have heard her sing. I caught her going up and down the flights of stairs singing, and it was unbelievable. And I think I told you that she made it a couple levels of American Idol. And so, gift, I wish she would share a little bit more with you guys if she had. But she is a very religious, convicted. Yeah,
I'm so
I have no problem bringing that up. So,
Be proud of it.
so she sits next to Jess, and I didn't know this about Jess, but Jess has a potty mouth. Because I have Drew, and I'm in a lab practical, and she has to randomly pull up, a case, and she pulls up the case that she doesn't want, and we're in the third semester, and she pulls it up, and the only word she says is the F word, and then she looks at me like, that's because of Jess. So Jess is under the bus now. But then I ask her, what? She goes, oh yeah, Jess she says that word all the time, and now I say it. So then I called Jess out, and she said, yeah, that's what I do. And Jess, we know that's Jess's room back there. We're going to put a plaque up there because that's where she would have to, be the mom thing. And so, because she had a baby, when was that?
In
July?
July.
Last
Like, when
year.
did I have a baby?
Yeah.
July.
July last year. So, and that was a baby boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I would say this, and you guys would probably agree. Jess is probably one of the most naturally gifted as far as intelligence. She remembers things. You have to have the ability to recall and then to process it, because if she would put in the time that everybody else had to put in, she'd be off the charts as far as that goes. I mean, she just has it, but she had to be mom. You had to drive. And so it was so great to have you right there.
Next to Mary Poppins.
Yep. And so that was very, very helpful for sure. Because I do anticipate when the kids are old enough, the phone is going to ring off the hook, and every time she'll know it's the school calling, and she'll have to go to the office, and they'll say, what's the deal now? Well, you know, your little girl said to Bobby, you know, give me that effing crayon. Bobby wouldn't give it to her, so that's what Mrs. Wilson has to deal with. The kids like they were going to grow up. So
If she uses it in the right context, it's fine.
okay. But I do know they will be very smart, very smart. And I don't know if you knew this about Jess, that she married somebody that she grew up next to in the neighborhood. And so you met your husband at what age?
No, we lived very close together,
Okay.
but we didn't know each other until later.
Okay.
Until I was like 18.
Oh, that's the story ruins it. I was in like a 3-year-old.
Makes things up.
I don't. I took it to another level. I like my story better.
Now our family members are getting to learn what class is like with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but these two again have been just a real pleasure for you guys to have in the class. There's no doubt about it. And so it's been so much fun. And you, like I said, you've been through so much together. I hope you maintain that friendship for life, for sure. But thank you both for being in the class. No.
I don't know.
You bet.
Nothing.
You know, and I seriously think my ears are getting like this. I really do with that mask, no matter what. It's just, I hate that. No, you don't think it's a mask? Oh, because Kyle, come on up. I was going to have Kyle and Zach, but Zach had to skedaddle. So Zach would have been here. Zach had to leave.
Did you have Kyle the whole time?
It's a formal occasion.
I love it.
Zach Vandehar, he sat next to Kyle, and those two are, again, hit it off like a great friendship that they had, but personalities were different. So if I take Kyle's personality and I put him into a celebrity movie star, he's David Spade. And Tommy Boy. I just see he's got this quick wit, dry sense of humor, and it just comes off as hilarious. I mean, it was so fun to have him in there, and he would be not paying attention, and I'd call him out, and he'd have the right answer. And it's like, where'd that come from? And, you know, he would just have it. So the two were so good together. You know, Zach's not here, but the words to describe Zach was probably, yeah, he's tall. He was loud, abusive, mean. Yeah, that's the things he's not. Zach was as nice a guy as a human being as you're going to meet. And so I was hoping a lot of that would rub off on Kyle, and I think it did. He's changed his dress and everything. He looks great. But Kyle is another one that has a lot going on when he leaves here. And we knew that. But you also have an incredible intelligence about you. You have great experience, and you are so going to be a great gift to outpatient for sure. So thank you very much. Thank you.
You need to do that for the.
Should be like it's a stick on. All right, where am I at now? So, okay, let's do Catherine Farrell. No, she's our youngest. I actually interviewed her and did not select her. I don't know if you were missing A&P or something. I don't know what did I, for some reason. And this is what I liked about her, because immediately, like on the phone, why not? What's the deal? Why am I? And I'm thinking right away, she's fighting for her position. And then I'm thinking, yeah, why not? And it's worked out so well. She's had to go through so much in her clinical with life. And sometimes it overwhelmed you, but everybody was so good. And she got stronger and stronger and stronger. And again, the fact that you said, I would like to keep going and absorb more, we know it. I mean, you never think this is enough. You want more for your patients. And so I did get to see her in a clinic, and it was fun because the guy, Arnie, I think his name was, he had to go in, and so she's walking him out. He comes out and acts like he's having a heart attack. I mean, he just really enjoyed her, knowing that, you know, we were there to observe him. So that relationship just doesn't happen. You know, no matter how nervous or how you know, anxious you are, that still had to come out from your one-on-one relationship. So you're going to be fantastic. So thank you. Mm-hmm.